Well, billions of euros have plunged into laying the Nord Stream 2 pipeline deep under the Baltic Sea. However, a U.S. threat to expand sanctions has put the German-Russian project at risk, with the Baltic states and Poland also voicing their objections. The gas line risks being dead in the water.
This is the landfall facility in Lubmin in northeastern Germany. Natural gas from Russia was supposed to arrive here through a pipeline under the Baltic Sea. But the controversial Nord Stream 2 project was suspended in late 2019 due to U.S. sanctions. For weeks, the Akademischen Cherski, one of two Russian pipe-laying ships, has been idle at anchor in a nearby harbor. It was supposed to install the final 150 kilometers of the pipeline to Lubmin. The ship now needs a technical overhaul. But gas market analyst Heiko Lohmann says it's unlikely to find a company willing to do the job, and insurers are reluctant to cover the Russian ships. The sanctions have the potential to delay this for a very long time. Now, expanded sanctions proposed by U.S. senators are causing more uncertainty. German officials are worried they personally could get caught up in them. The regional energy minister is hoping for support from Berlin and Brussels. In our view, the threatened sanctions violate international law, in particular because they threaten companies that at the time they fulfilled their contracts would have had no idea they could be hit retroactively. The idea seems to be that everyone involved in providing services for this project would be subject to massive sanctions in the aftermath. That's an attack on European interests because this gas pipeline is relevant for European energy security. Officials in Warsaw take a different view. The Polish government prefers Norway, Qatar, and the United States as natural gas suppliers. Warsaw fears Russia would be able to exploit its market power for political aims and turn off the gas tap. Poland and the Baltic nations are fundamentally against the Nord Stream 2 project because it endangers energy security in Central Europe. We hope that the U.S. sanctions will stop the project and that Germany returns to European energy solidarity. Nord Stream 2 damages European energy solidarity. If the Akademischen Cherski can't take up its pipe-laying work soon, the Nord Stream 2 project could end up as a €10 billion investment ruin in the Baltic.
And let's get more now. We are joined by Rob Watts from DW Business. Rob, I mean, the U.S. has long had objections to this project, but they're really laying on the pressure now, aren't they?
Yeah, there really is not a lot of love for Nord Stream 2 in the United States. They hate the idea of Germany and Europe becoming too reliant on Russian energy. And actually, Ted Cruz, the Republican who put forward the proposals to strengthen these sanctions, said that happening, that eventuality would be a direct assault on US national security. There is also the Donald Trump angle on this, the take that we usually expect on everything. I mean, he's been speaking about it just this week. He was saying how he sees it as a hypocrisy that the United States is investing billions in NATO to help protect Europe from Russia, and then here are the Germans planning to hand billions in energy money to the Russians. And then there's also the angle that, a more cynical angle, I would say, that the United States may want to corner the market, the European market, for itself. I mean, that is what the Russians are saying, and President Trump has suggested that United States liquefied natural gas might be a better alternative for the Germans and for Central Europe than Russians. He described the US product as freedom gas.
Freedom gas. OK, so they want to sell it to the Europeans ultimately, and also those security concerns. What's the reaction, meantime, from Europe?
Well, there are some parts of Europe that are absolutely backing what the United States is saying. You saw in our report that Poland is behind it. It doesn't like the idea of Russia getting too much influence. Ukraine is also against Nord Stream 2. And the Baltic states have spoken out because they're worried about Russian expansionism. So there's that side of it. But then there is the German side, and they say that they are absolutely still behind this. Heiko Maas, the foreign minister, has been speaking to DW, and he said that the German government sees this as an economic issue, not a political issue. It's told the United States that these extra sanctions would be an interference in Europe's energy security and in EU sovereignty. So if you strip away all of the diplomatic language, Germany's really telling the United States to keep its nose out.
Rob Watts, DW Business. Thank you.